You have to repeat the same ramble. Right. I know, right? Yeah, because we were just rambling on in general conversation with people in our general vicinity. And then someone in class said, hey, you should put that on a public server, just as a random ramble, and then people can listen to it and take it like a grain of salt or put a lot of weight to it or just nothing at all. Just an FYI. Again, we're trying to bring awareness and understanding to how these punks are getting away with fucking our children. So again, it means nothing. There's no connection. You're going to be like, what in the world does that have to do with punks fucking your children and getting away with it? What kind of shit is this? What about the penny? Right. Do you hear the tone we're using? It's kind of a sarcastic tone and also trying to get the point through that, hey, we're actually talking in a serious way about serious things. And the sarcastic tone is that it's gotten past the point of mad laughter. Yeah, like 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, these networks, as you can see, right, some of the kids being abused now weren't even born then. So how in the world is it all connected? Right, if you were listening earlier too to the trafficking lines and the state workers and how all that works with gaslighting and investigations and studying people with precognitive capabilities, echolalia. Why are some more in tune? Are they aware, not aware? Yeah, it becomes ridiculous. It's so fucking sickening to those of us who understand basic human functioning how these people get away with that kind of bullshit. It's insane. Right, but many take it very seriously because they just didn't know, right? I know. That's how they play off of your stupidity. And then we're the mean people for calling you stupid. And we're continuing to play this stupid fucking never-ending vicious circle of bullshit. People being butthurt and offended, suing each other. It's stupid. Yeah, we're getting vengeance. So I'll show them who said what. Oh, no, they didn't. It's just nonstop, immature, childish, junior high bullshit on big stages where they don't belong. And it's really concerning to a lot of people. And many just, it's a joke. So what are you supposed to do? You know, just protect yourself. Thank goodness we have law and order, huh? Right, and you've got to know safe spaces, they say, right? You are traveling outside of protected areas. Not even that's going to save you. They're everywhere, man. Who, what, where, when, why. You can become the they. Just keep that in mind. And the they can become the you. Just like that. Happens overnight. We see it all the time. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Right, so anyways, we were just discussing stuff about the penny, and someone said that should help people kind of understand different kind of situations and scenarios and how some things work, and then why people are cutting each other's throats and trying to cash in, get in on the deals if you're in the know. Right, so they use this as an example, and they've actually used this as an example for years. When I was in Canada in 2017, they were doing it again. I remember they did this in the 90s. I don't remember. Everyone had their coffee cans of pennies. We're being told to hang on to them. Why? Because one day you'll be able to double your money or even triple. Right, and then that does happen, right? They go, different areas will give 2 cents for a penny. Well, if that were true, right, then people would just go in and say, hey, I want $100 of pennies for this $100 bill. And they just go around to different banks and places all day long, doubling their money. Right, eventually, right, that's why they got to be careful with it, because most people that even know they can turn in their pennies for 2 cents. Well, where do I do this? You got to know where. Can you just do it at the bank? Is it just certain times and places? Right. And why is it kept on kind of the DL and only like published in certain business magazines? I mean, magazine stuff that they know because of demographics and statistics that most people below middle class aren't going to be buying that. Right. And I mean, they're not going to bother going around trying to pull those kind of things. Like, it's not as though they're scamming or wronging anyone. They just, hey, I could use some extra money. And if they're giving 2 cents for pennies, man, we could make some quick money. Right. And I mean, some people get a little too carried away with it and they really try to make a lot of money, feed those habits, pay the bills, whatever it is. And then when you make a lot of money off something like that, and then all of a sudden, hey, they're not giving 2 cents for the pennies anymore. Well, they are. You probably just don't know about it. Yeah, once they see poor people start cashing in on it too much and it starts causing, it moves. I know you understand what I'm saying. I know it sounds confusing. Let me try to, I don't know, fine tune it, or what do you call that? Clean it up a little bit. Yeah. Right. So this happens all the time. What happens is people with money, if you have coffee cans sitting around, right, it's already in circulation, right? They don't want a bunch of junkies going into the banks. Hey, can I get $5 worth of pennies? Now I'm going to go get $10, right? People would be doing this all day long. It'd be crazy, right? This has gone on for years, decades, literally decades. So what happens is, and just think how this happens with not just the penny or forms of money, a lot of other things too. Troll dolls are trending and worth money. Pokemon cards, baseball cards, Furbies. What else you got? I know, it all depends, right? And some things are just junk. Some are worth more than others. So it's collector's items. Right, some holds absolutely no value unless you can find someone that might have some kind of a value to it that's not monetary, egotistic. It's for the heart. Just holds a special place in my heart. It reminds me of my childhood. I gotta have it. I just gotta have it. Right, it's worth nothing, right? Well, now I like to collect these coins. Well, this one is worth, if I wanted to sell this, I could sell it right now for $250. Right, and people get excited about, getting good deals, and I only paid $3 for this, and I'm gonna make, right? I mean, it's becomes an addiction, right? Just that. Yeah, I know. We've done this for a long time. Yeah, we work with a lot of people in those classes. They have addiction problems to those kind of things. It's not always drugs and alcohol. People get shopping addictions, gambling, sex. Oh, dear Lord. I remember, yeah, sometimes those poor kids, I know those teenage boys, they were whacking it so much their hands were chafed. They needed ointment and medication for their hands because their hands, it's not a joke. They were whacking it so much that they started the skin on their hands. It was a serious problem. They were getting depressed about it. They couldn't stop themselves. You shouldn't make fun, right? It's mean. Because it is a serious problem. Yeah, just like our children being fucked in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to be lighthearted and find the humor and positive. Let it not be in vain, at least, right? We're here to try to tell the tale, at least. Isn't it fun? Right, so yeah, anyways, those kind of things, they'll move around and only like rich people will know about it, right? And they try to keep it on the DL because what happens over the years, if you've done this long enough, you know exactly where the penny thing went and where it still goes even to this day. I know Dad just goes, aren't they doing that here right now? I just heard someone talking about that. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, up in Canada about 10 years ago, being chirped about a lot. So, yeah, it's probably hitting here 10 years later. That makes sense. You know, depending on business scams, rumors, crimes, trends, you see how it's almost on a clock, right? Yeah, as far as like those systematic kind of lines, when you look at those lines, like information lines, drug lines, trafficking, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so what would happen is people with money, you know, why not? I got all these cans of pennies sitting around. Right, so then once too many people find out about it and the scammers and the junkies and everyone's trying to double their money and turn in bills and quarters for pennies. Yeah, they got to move it along. They can't say, okay, we're not going to do this anymore. We can't have you guys doing this, right? Because then people will complain and say, what? Oh, so people with money that were doing it, and now we do it. And it's like, we can't have this happening. Well, no, it's not that. See how it's not really a scam? No one's trying to screw them over. They're not like doing it on purpose. Like they're just releasing that over here in these areas, and then the rich people bank on it really quick. And then when the junkies and other people hear about it and they start trying to do it, then they move it somewhere else. Yeah, no, it's actually a true story. That's okay if you don't understand. Right, so those are just different business models and stuff too that people in those lines of information, just like the funding for books, different faces come through. You just got to find someone that has the qualifications and that it would make sense for them to write a book about whatever you're getting funding for. Exactly. Oh, good. I'm glad I could help with that. Do you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, suggestions as to how we can help our children without breaking the law? Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, listening to some music, have an afternoon coffee. Yeah, he did. And he told me a penguin joke, and I'm not repeating it. Oh my goodness. It surprised me a little bit to hear him say that. Oh, that's funny. So there you go. You can exchange your pennies for double their value At Price Chopper and Market 32 stores in the Northeast, particularly during their specific Double Exchange Day events, customers can trade up to $100 in pennies, receiving a $200 gift card for a limited time. Participating locations: Price Chopper and Market 32 stores, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and New York. It's capped at $100. So that's why I was saying they go around doing the $100 yet. Traveling bands is just one of the many things on the list of things to do for some of the traveling bands in those areas. Gotta make a living, you know? You're welcome. Hopefully, we're gonna make a coffee and do some stretches, probably do a little more reading. Yeah, we'll do a random reading from there, and I'll either post the pages. I might do an out loud reading. We'll see. Okay, thank you.